Carel Benjamin Schoeman, accused of buying a 13-year-old teenage girl in 2022 from her mother and using her, the girl, as a slave performing adult acts, if you know what I mean. He arrogantly pleaded not guilty to the charges against him. This South African attorney, who has 26 charges against him, is probably still to this day practicing law. The co-accused, who is the mother of the victim, has obviously also pleaded not guilty. She has 72 charges against her. Mommy Dearest was denied bail, but wait for it. Carel was granted bail, paid that 30,000 rand bail with a smile, and with that said, life back to normal. Hi, welcome back to Crime Science. If it's your first time joining us, you just have to know that here we discuss the difficult topics. We talk about old, new, sometimes cold and sometimes solved cases. We explore all avenues with respect and treat all victims with dignity. Please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section as we go. I love reading your opinions and it often sparks interesting dialogue. Here your opinion matters whether you agree with me or not. Remember to hit the like button if you like this type of content and subscribe if you want to be a part of this growing community. Just a quick disclaimer, everything in this video is publicly available, so don't just take my word for it. Go do your own research and form your own opinion. The accused in this case is and will be seen as innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, even if that's not our opinion. So, all allegations against them will remain alleged until such verdict is reached. Please note that the mother of the victims and the victims themselves will not be named here, and that is to help protect the victim's identity and not the mother's. This mother, if you can call her that, is alleged to have forced her daughters to perform adult acts with several clients in exchange for money on numerous occasions. She not only did this to her 13-year-old daughter, but also allegedly sold her other minor daughter, 11 years at the time, for adult services. So, not only was she performing adult work herself, but she was also pimping out her 13 and 11-year-old daughters to unknown men. The mother, who was reportedly an adult service worker herself, advertised her daughters on more than one online platform. I will not be naming them here. This mother would book her girls out to several clients daily. This happened at various guest houses around Heidelberg, Springs and Boksburg and more. It is also alleged that one of the girls even went as far as Amamsintoti in KZN for the same reasons. Now imagine how scared that girl must have been to travel all the way from Gauteng to KZN. That's over 500 kilometers, approximately 6.5 hours drive with a car, and stay there with people, men, unknown to her for who knows how long, and do who knows what, with who knows how many men, who knows how many times a day. What was the living conditions for her while she was there? This mother clearly had no regard for her baby girl's life. There was absolutely no certainty that her daughter would ever return, was there? Not only was these girls forced into doing adult acts against their will, they had to do it multiple times a day. It's alleged that they had to perform up to 10 times a day, sometimes participating in these acts together and even have Mommy Dearest join in from time to time. Just imagine, those girls had to grow up so fast. No one can judge them for acting the part if they ever did. I'm sure if you are in that lifestyle and know nothing else, that the line between real life and play pretend is blurred. And I just have to ask the question, were they introduced to any substance at that age? I mean, with so many bookings, where did all that money go? And I don't think that there's any way that you can live that lifestyle without having something to numb what you are feeling. It's alleged that the mother failed to register the birth of the younger girl with Department of Home Affairs, indicating to me that the girl never attended any form of formal schooling. She probably never knew any other way of life. This was her normal. How heartbreaking. It's said that the older girl has grade 4 education and the younger girl has grade 2 education. It's just difficult for me to believe that school could be attended without an ID number. And you only get an ID number after being registered at the Department of Home Affairs. So something in this story doesn't sit right with me. What do you think? Carel allegedly made his first booking with a minor in September 2022. Between September and November, he made several more bookings and then in December 2022 approached the mother to buy the girl. An amount of 160,000 rand was agreed upon. A down payment of 24,000 rand was made, and the mother was also given a vehicle to use. I wonder if he ever really intended on paying the full amount. It was written in the indictment that whenever the girl would not want to perform adult acts, Carel would allegedly point a black object at her and then threaten her. Some of the acts was also allegedly filmed. So in my mind, Carel did not only want to use this girl as a slave, but also wanted to profit from her. He allegedly performed adult acts with this child daily, either at a guest house or at the mother's flat in Heidelberg. Yes, you heard that right, at the mother's flat. The girl sometimes allegedly, during the day, locked in a room without food, water, and sometimes even forced to clean his office. Carel Schoeman, who pleaded not guilty, allegedly bought her for 160,000 rand from her mother because he wanted to have unrestricted access to this 13-year-old. Carel is now saying that he fell in love with this girl and wanted to buy her so she could no longer be used as a you-know-what slave. He wanted to save her. Yeah, right. You wanted to save her so bad that you would hold a black object to her head if she didn't perform according to your needs. If you really were her way out of this lifestyle, she would have never spoken up. If she even for 1 second thought that the life you promised her would have been a little bit better than the one she had, I'm certain that she would have tried it out. The thought of being with you were actually worse than being with multiple random men daily, but you didn't really offer her a better life, did you? Okay, so according to Carel, this 13-year-old was in his mind 16-year-old and old enough to participate in whatever he wanted her to. Please note that I've seen some reports saying 16 and some 19-year-old. It's just such a coincidence that the age of consent in South Africa is 16. Why would you want to buy her then, whether she's 16 or 19 at the time? And what does that even mean? What rules did she have to follow after he bought her? Are we back to keeping women and children as slaves now? Carel was at the time a 35-year-old man. Just imagine a 35-year-old man with his 16-year-old girlfriend. And I do understand that in some relationships there is a huge age gap. And I don't judge those relationships. But that's a big but. Not when one of you are a child. Do you think she was advertised as a 16-year-old or 19-year-old? So, Carel was actually going to his laptop and seeking out someone to hire and do whatever he wanted to. According to a former investigating officer, Captain Veronica Banks, 8 cell phones and 1 laptop containing alleged child material was seized last year. Even more reason for me to believe that he knew she was underage, whether she was advertised as an adult or not. You were looking for this type of content, you sick monster. Back to the grandmother again. She testified in court on the 28th of November 2024, revealing that she knew about the abuse but did not report it to police. Instead, she confronted Schoeman, who claimed the girl was 16-year-old, a defense he maintained throughout the proceedings. Carel claims that he found the girl advertised on an adult website as a 19-year-old and genuinely believed she was of consenting age based on her appearance and behavior. Do I hear some victim blaming sprinkled in there? So, not only did Mommy Dearest pimp out her daughters, but Granny knew all about the allegation and did not report anything to police or social workers. Can someone please also hold Grandma accountable? This grandma obviously knew way more than she was leading on. She's just as guilty as the mother, even if she just looked the other way. And I quote one of the investigating officers. At that stage, while I was busy with my investigation, it did not seem as if the grandmother was taking the child's safety in consideration. End quote. Carel Schoeman was arrested in November 2023 after the girl confided in a relative. Keep in mind, This is more than a year since he booked her for the first time. This led to police investigation. Carel was granted bail of 30,000 rand in December 2023, a decision that drew criticism from child rights group who argued it was too lenient given the severity of the charges. The mother remains in custody, denied bail to flight risk concerns. During his plea, Schoeman disputed the victim's age, claiming she was 16 and that any relationship was consensual. Yes, so consensual that you had to pay her mother to have unrestricted access. The daughter, who was 13-year-old during the commission of the alleged crimes, was 14 years when assessed and interviewed about the alleged incidents. She was able to describe her feelings about the alleged abuse and said the perpetrators had ruined her life. She expressed anger towards her biological mother and that she ruined her life as well as her siblings. She was of strong opinion that the decision of her mother caused her and her siblings to be negatively affected and punished. The court also heard that the mother also neglected her other children. Yes, there are 4 children in total. The children were taken to a place of safety and were able to go back to school. This Mom of the Year posted on social media that only God can judge. Oh, so right now you want to grab onto religion and talk about what's right and what's wrong. I know this mom probably also, from a young age, lived this life without her consent and probably not see a way out. But using your girls you were supposed to love and care for as a piggy bank, no way, I will judge. She also went as far as to post to her kids saying, "To my kids, I will always be your mother, even if we are separated. I'm only your mother and will always love you." I wonder what her definition of love is. I think in her mind, she really loves them. So to her, that statement is true. But we all know that love can never do what this monster mother did. It's now 2 years later and no appropriate counseling has been given to these girls. They now have to navigate this difficult life without any skills. Life for them is still so hard that one even tried to end it all by swallowing a razor. My heart goes out to these girls, and I'm sad to say that in South Africa, this is actually not an isolated case. It's quite common, especially in low-income areas, and there's no restrictions on age, gender, or skin color. If you made it till the end, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please share this video with as many people as you possibly can to also do your part in creating awareness. And do me a huge favor, also check out some of my other videos. I will definitely keep you updated on this case, so remember to subscribe and make sure your notification bell is turned on. Until next time, bye.